Hey, what's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing. This is a continuation of the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. This is part 4. We're going to take a look at another great lightweight champion, Joe Gans. Let's take a look at his career. Now, Joe Gans is one of my top lightweights of all times, along with Benny Leonard. I got Roberto Duran in there somewhere number 3, number 4. But Joe Gans, I'm still debating between him and Benny Leonard as the greatest lightweight of all times. Let's take a look at his record. 120 fights, 8, 9, and 85, with 18 no decisions. He fought from 1891 to 1909, held the World Lightweight Championship from 1902 to 1908. As you can see, Joe Gans was out of Baltimore, Maryland. Just look into him a little deeper. Born November 25th, 1874, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed 133 pounds. He was 5'6" 1/4 inches. Started his career in 1891. His bouts prior to 1895, of which there is any record allowed. (1891), 1892, 1893, and 1894. There's no dates to these particular fights. But you can see how consistent Joe Gans was. (1895), February 6th, he fought Fred Schwingergert in Baltimore. He won a 10-round decision. Went on to fight about 7 or 8 more times that particular month. That particular year, I should say. In 1896, July 11th, he fought Benny Peterson. Philadelphia, KO'd him in 3. January 17th, Joe Elliott, Baltimore, KO 7. January 28th, Howard Wilson in Baltimore, and he defeated him in 8 rounds. 1898, and as you can look and see, he's active. Fighting twice a month. Herman Miller in Baltimore defeated him in 20 rounds. That was September 26th. November 4th, Kid Portland, New York, defeated him in 20 rounds. December 27th, Jack Daly, New York, defeated him in 25 rounds, 1899. January 13th through December 22nd. Consistently fighting all these great fighters. Now, Spider Kelly, New York, he defeated him in 25 rounds. That was October 3rd. Spider Kelly was a known fighter in New York. George Elmo McFadden, New York, defeated him in 25 rounds. Kid Portland, December 22nd. It was a 6-round draw. That was in Chicago. Spike Sullivan, February 9th, in 1900. Fought him in New York. 14-round victory. Now, March 23rd, he fought Frank Aaron, New York. He was stopped in 12 rounds for the lightweight title. Joe Gans threw that fight. Gans refused to continue. Asked to have the bout stopped. Now, anybody who knew Joe Gans' character after reading about him knows that's not who Joe Gans is. Just look at all of these fights he fought in 1900. On December 13th, he fought Terry McGovern, Chicago. Stopped in 2 rounds. Why do you think that is? 1901, Bobby Dobbs, outstanding African-American fighter, May 31st. He stopped him in 7 rounds. July 15th, Kid Thomas, Baltimore, 20-round draw. December 13th, Bobby Dobbs, Baltimore, defeated him in 14 rounds. Joe Youngs, Philadelphia, defeated him in 4 rounds the same night. I mean, this is fascinating. 1902. May 12th, Frank Earn, Fort Earn, KO1. He won the lightweight title. George McFadden, June 27th. San Francisco, KO'd him in 3 rounds. Ruff Turner, outstanding African-American fighter, July 24th. Oakland, California, KO'd him in 15 rounds. Gus Gardner, Baltimore, KO'd him in 5 rounds, September 17th. He fought Dave Harley October 14th in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. No decision after 10 rounds. 1903. Jack Bennett, March 23. Should I say the 23rd? Defeated him in 9 rounds. Joe Gans was an outstanding lightweight champion. Unfortunately, he just came around at a time where he didn't have the kind of control over his career that the guys do today. I'm just going to scan through his opponents. 1897, Mike Leonard, another outstanding fighter, May 19th. San Francisco, he defeated him in 20 rounds. Bobby Dobbs, September 27th in Brooklyn. He lost in 20 rounds. November 2nd, Jack Blackburn. We went over his career the other day. Philadelphia, no decision, 6 rounds. Dave Harley, December 7th, no decision in 6 rounds. December 8th, he fought Sam Langford in Boston. He lost in 15 rounds in the title bout. Joe Grimm, a dirty fighter, but he was a good fighter, January 22nd. This is in 1904. In Baltimore, defeated him in 10 rounds. Woody Fitzgerald, January 12th, Detroit, Michigan, 10 rounds. I mean, I'm just scanning through. Dave Harley, once again, June 27th, Philadelphia, no decision. Joe Walcott, September 30th, San Francisco, a draw, 20 rounds. That was for the welterweight title bout. Basically, when you see things like that, if it was agreed, if Joe Gans didn't knock out Walcott, then it was a draw. Simple as that. October 31st, Jimmy Britt. We're going to go over his career a little bit, over that fight. San Francisco, he won on a foul for 5 rounds. 1905, March 27th, Ruff Turner. Philadelphia, no decision after 6. September 16th, Mike Twin Sullivan. Baltimore, 15-round draw. 1906, January 19th, Mike Twin Sullivan in San Francisco. Knocked him out in 15 rounds. March 17th, Mike Twin Sullivan, Los Angeles, KO'd him in 10 rounds. Willie Lewis, New York, no decision in 6 rounds. Jack Blackburn, June 29th, Philadelphia, no decision in 6. Valing Nelson, September 3rd. He won on a foul in 42 rounds. George Kid Lavin, Detroit, exhibition title bout. Kid Herman, Outstanding fighter. 1907, January 1st, Nevada, killed him in 8 rounds. Jimmy Britt. September 9th, San Francisco, killed him in 6 rounds. Britt broke wrist in the 4th round. September 27th, George Missis. Los Angeles, he won in 20 rounds, the title bout. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Look at all the fights that Joe Gans had. The end of the Old Master. Poor Joe counted out in the 11th round of his bout with the Durable Dan. San Francisco, July 4th, 1908. Durable Dan was battling Nelson. Historic Gans-Nelson battle. See Joe Gans and battling Nelson posing just before the gong set them on their way September 3rd, 1906 at Goldfield, Nevada. Gans won this bout on a foul in the 42nd round. 1874, born Baltimore, Maryland. 1902, won World Lightweight title against Frank Earn. 1904, relinquished world title after 9 defenses. 1906, regained title in 42 rounds. Epic battle, Nelson. It was Nelson. 1908, lost championship to Nelson in 17 rounds. He died Baltimore, August 10th, 1910, at the age of 35. His career record, 156, won 131, lost 9 to 16. Joe Gans. Great fighter. Now this is battling Nelson. This is who he fought. We'll go over his career another time. Now this is Joe Gans and Britt, the title fight. Great fight, that fight. Great fight. A few months after the Britt fight, Gans confessed. He did admit that he had been offered $25,000 to lay down the battling Nelson fight. This is just a sad, the way these fighters were treated. I salute to Joe Gans This is Scrapbook Boxing. And salute to all of these great fighters. The African American Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series.